So, we meet again. Hey, you guys, Dan here. Nice to see you again. Hi, Ian and Erica. How you doing? I'll say hello to the people as they come into the room, like Philip and Maddie. Hope everybody's having a good day. I am. It's a beautiful day today. Emerson's here, and Vanya, Javen, and Johan, and Philip, and Abigail, and Kaylee, and Connor, and Ryan, and Evan, and Noah from Honolulu. Nice. Grantster in Virginia is here, and Ginny Beth, and Danielle, and Ryan, and Aston, and Jacob. Alicia and Mackenzie are here. Hi. And Ryan and Luke are here. And thanks for all of you for coming. Ben, Elise, and Adeline are here. And Paige and Perrin and Marissa and Jake. So good to see you. The Glass Gang and Quinn, Silas, and Jones. Any first time watchers here? I'd like to welcome them. Cassie and Cameron are here, and Andrew from Indiana, and Braden and Michaela and Hudson and Cooper and Ellie and Isla and Christian, and Christian's a first-time watcher. Thank you, Christian, for coming. Tell your friends. Lucy's here. Liam and Amelia. Walker and Blake are here. Grant and Rosie, and Luke and Landon, and Gabby and Diego in Florida, and Ellie in Illinois, and Sophia and Elena. I hope I pronounced that right. Andrew and Logan and William and Abby. Oh, by the way, we're going to get started in 3 minutes, 2:00 East Coast time. Okay. William and Isabel are here, and Zachary, Daniel, Nora, and Eloise, and Theo, and Zoe, and Dexter, and Caitlin, and Nicole, and Jack, and John, Declan, and Ainsley, and Cooper, and Bryn. So I'm so glad all of you came. Gus and Daniel, and Rebecca, and Evan, and Luke, and Harper, and Riley, and Ella, and LJ, and Cyrus, and Luca are watching, and Anshu, and Ethan in Wisconsin, and the Smith family in Texas, Mallory, and Dean, and Aubrey, and Mattingly, and Brady, and Ethan, and Hayden, and Caitlin, and Rosie, and Caitlin, and Nicole, and a lot of Caitlins, and Bailey, and Abel, and Damar. Thanks all of you for coming. We got 2 minutes to go. We'll get started at 2:00 the East Coast time. That's in 2 minutes. And Andrew and Layla and Stacey and Sandy and Nicole and Declan are here. Thanks to all of you for coming. We're going to have some fun today, as we do every day. Ashlyn and Logan and Hudson are here. We're going to read 2 more chapters from our book. Hope everyone's having a great day, washing their hands, keeping safe during these very weird times. But we're doing the best we can, right? Okay. Soon, this will all be over. You'll be back in school. I'll be back doing my work, and life will return to normal. Hopefully. Either that or summer vacation will come. Okay. So we still have 1 minute to go. I'll just say hi to Ethan and Lainey and Ben and Abby and Jeremy and Patrick and Evelyn. Can't say hello to all of you, and I apologize for that, but I do my best. Vincent's here, and Vivian and Emilio, Patrick and Evelyn, Ethan. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of my water and stop looking at your names so I can focus on what I need to do. Okay, everybody hydrated? Hydrated. Can't just say drink water, right? Okay. Everybody ready? You psyched? It's go time, baby. Hi, everyone. My name is Dan Gutman. I am the author of the My Weird School series and lots of other books for kids too. Instead of a question of the day today, I want to talk to you briefly about something, which is that, every so often I'll get an email from a parent telling me they think that my weird school is inappropriate for kids. They don't like the language or the content. And every so often I'll be visiting a school and some kid will raise their hand and say, why do you use bad words in your books? And I personally don't think I use any bad words in my books, but everybody's definition of a bad word is different. So I'll ask that kid to come over at the end of the assembly and whisper in my ear, what is the word you're referring to that you've been told is a bad word? And usually the word is dumb. Okay? So I just wanted to say this because that word appears in the chapter that I'm about to read you repeatedly. So, if that is a word that you've been told is inappropriate, you might want to tell your mom or dad that they should probably screen this read aloud before they show it to you, because I don't want to make anybody angry or have anybody feel offended. But with that in mind, for the rest of us, let's get started with our read aloud for the day. And our book for the week is Miss Newman Isn't Human. And as you know, if you've been following, Miss Newman is a local TV weather lady. She comes down to the school in a hot air balloon, and she's got like a cue card guy with her who holds up these cards telling her what to say. So she never says anything on her own. It all comes from the cue cards. So everything's fine until Luke gets struck by lightning and has to go to the hospital. And then Miss Newman doesn't have any cue card guy telling her what to say. So she's freaking out. She doesn't know what to do. And all the teachers at the school, they kind of tell her, come on, you can do it. You don't need that guy telling you what to say. And so she tries to, talk about the cue cards. And clearly she knows nothing about the weather. And that's where we ended up on chapter 5 yesterday. So now we're going to start on chapter 6, which is titled The D Word. So, are you ready? Gather around your big screen TV, your laptop, your tablet, your smartphone, whatever it is. Let's get started. Okay, here we go. Chapter 6. Pringle up, everybody, said Mr. Cooper. We walked 1,100,000 miles back to our classroom so we could work on reading, math, other boring stuff. Then it was time for lunch, so we had to walk another 1,100,000 miles to the vomitorium. I sat with Ryan, Michael, Neil, and Alexia. Then, of course, Andrea and Emily came over and sat at our table. I traded my peanut butter and jelly sandwich with Ryan. Ryan traded sandwiches with Michael. Michael traded sandwiches with Neil. Neil traded sandwiches with Alexia. Alexia traded sandwiches with Andrea. Andrea traded sandwiches with Emily. Emily traded sandwiches with me. So I got my peanut butter and jelly sandwich back. And here's Jim's picture of all the kids having lunch in the vomitorium, trading their sandwiches back and forth. Okay. I'm worried about Lukewarm, that cue card guy, said Emily, who always worries about everything. I hope he doesn't get struck by lightning again, said Ryan. Lightning never strikes twice in the same place, Michael said. That's because after lightning strikes once, the place isn't there anymore, I told them. Hey, I have an idea, said Andrea. We should make get well cards for Lukewarm. That will make him feel better. Great idea, Andrea, said Emily, who thinks all Andrea's ideas are great. We can draw pictures for him. If you ask me, those two like it when people get sick. It gives them an excuse to draw pictures of rainbows and butterflies and other girly stuff. Andrea and Emily took out their notebooks and started making get-well cards for Lukewarm. Actually, I'm more worried about Miss Newman, said Alexia. Why? I asked. Well, she obviously doesn't know anything about the weather, Alexia replied. She just reads Lukewarm's cue cards. Yeah, she's like a reading machine, said Neil. Miss Newman isn't human. Hey, I said, maybe Miss Newman isn't a real meteorologist after all. Did you ever think about that? What do you mean, Arlo? Asked Andrea. Well, maybe she's just been pretending to be a meteorologist so that she could be on TV. Maybe she kidnapped a real meteorologist and tied her to one of those weather blimps. Stuff like that happens all the time, you know. I'm scared, said Emily, who's scared of everything. Yeah, added Michael. The real meteorologist is probably dangling upside down from a rope below the blimp right now, and it's floating away. To Antarctica, I added. We've got to do something, shouted Emily. She was running out of the room, out of the vomitorium. Sheesh, get a grip. That girl will fall for anything. I don't like to say this, said Alexia, but what if Miss Newman is, she lowered her voice to a whisper, kind of dumb? That's not a nice thing to say, said Andrea. Andrea was right. Dumb is not a nice word. In fact, there's only one word in the English language that's worse than dumb. Dumbhead. We shouldn't call people dumb, said Neil, even if they are dumb. It wouldn't be Miss Newman's fault if she was dumb, said Alexia. Yeah, dumb people can't help it if they're dumb, I added. Can you stop saying the D word? Asked Andrea. It's not nice. What will happen when Miss Newman gets back to Channel 4 to do the weather again? Asked Alexia. Without lukewarm's cue cards, she'll have nothing to say. She'll probably get fired, said Michael. That will be sad, said Alexia. Her whole life will be ruined, said Neil. That made me wonder something. You think dumb people know they're dumb? Or are they too dumb to know how dumb they are? I would think that if I was really dumb, I would never say anything to anybody because I'd be afraid of saying something dumb. But I've noticed that dumb people seem to have no problem saying dumb things. So either they're so dumb they don't know that they're dumb, or they don't care that they're showing how dumb they are. Hey, wait a minute. If dumb people are too dumb to know they're dumb, then maybe I'm dumb. What if I'm so dumb that I don't know how dumb I am? I think just to be on the safe side, I should stop talking altogether. That's what a smart dumb person would do. Hey, I have an idea, Ryan said. We could teach Miss Newman about the weather. That way, when she goes back to Channel 4, she'll know what she's talking about, and she won't get fired. That's genius, we all said. Ryan should get the Nobel Prize for that idea. All right, that's the end of chapter 6. Are you ready for chapter 7? What's the magic word? Okay, here we go. Chapter 7 is titled A Special Prize. It stopped raining, but the playground was still wet, so we had to have indoor recess. Ugh. I'm not sure which is worse, indoor recess or National Poetry Month. Can we go talk to Miss Newman? Ryan asked Mr. Cooper when we got back to class. We want to teach her about clouds and humidity and temperature and other weather stuff so she won't get fired. Miss Newman is talking with the fifth graders now, Mr. Cooper replied. Summer in the summer. Can we play board games? Asked Andrea. Sure, said Mr. Cooper. As it turned out, we didn't have to play boring board games after all, because you'll never believe who walked through the door at that moment. Nobody. You can't walk through a door. Doors are made of wood. But you'll never believe who walked through the doorway. It was Miss Newman. And here's a picture of Miss Newman walking through the doorway. The children would like to talk to you about weather, Mr. Cooper told her. Oh, that's stuff is so confusing, said Miss Newman. How about we have a contest instead? Ooh, I love contests, said Andrea. Do we get to win something? Andrea loves winning stuff. She probably has a room at home full of awards and trophies to show how good she is at everything. What is her problem? Why can't a truck full of trophies fall on her head? Of course, said Miss Newman. The winner will get a special prize. I love prizes, shouted Andrea and Emily, clapping their hands together. How do we play? Asked Ryan. It's simple, said Miss Newman. I'll ask some questions. Whoever gets the right answer to each question wins a point. At the end, the student with the most points wins the prize. This was going to be weird. Miss Newman didn't seem to know anything without reading it off a cue card. How was she going to ask us questions? Ready? She asked. Ready. Okay, here's the first question, said Miss Newman. Where do clouds go to the bathroom? Huh? We all said, which is also huh backward. That was a weird question. Clouds don't go to the bathroom. Then it hit me. I knew the answer. Clouds go to the bathroom anywhere they want, I shouted, because they're clouds. Right, said Miss Newman. That's 1 point for AJ. Yay, I got a point. Andrea looked all mad. She hates it when she's not winning. Don't we have to raise our hands to answer the questions? She asked. No, said Miss Newman. The first person to shout out the correct answer wins the point. Next question. How is snow white? Huh? Everybody said. How should I know how Snow White is? I shouted. Ask the 7 dwarfs. Correct, said Miss Newman. Correct, said Miss Newman. That's 2 points for AJ. What? Said Andrea. That doesn't make any sense. Andrea was really mad now. I was afraid smoke might start pouring out of her ears. And here's a picture of Andrea really mad that AJ's getting the answers right. Well, na boo-boo on her. I was winning 2-0. Next question, said Miss Newman. Do you know why weather wants its privacy? Huh? I knew the answer to that one. Weather wants its privacy because it's always changing, I shouted. Get it? That's right, said Miss Newman. 3 points. You are really good at this game, AJ. Thank you, I said, sticking my tongue out at Andrea. In her face. It's not fair, Andrea shouted. These questions are just silly. Andrea is such a sore loser. Now I had 3 points and everybody else had nothing. This was the greatest day of my life. Let's move on to the next question, said Miss Newman. Is it hard for gusts of wind to talk to each other? Huh? I didn't know the answer to that one. No, it's a breeze, shouted Andrea. Right, said Miss Newman. Andrea gets a point. 3-1. Andrea stuck her tongue at me. Next question, said Miss Newman. Why don't meteorologists like going out to dinner on the moon? Huh? I slapped my head. I didn't know that one either. Because there's no atmosphere, shouted Andrea. Where'd she hear that one? Correct, said Miss Newman. That's another point for Andrea. You're catching up. It's 3-2 now. Andrea smiled the smile. She smiles to let everybody know she knows something nobody else knows. Next question, said Miss Newman. What does a meteorologist order in a Tex-Mex restaurant? Huh? Chili, shouted Andrea. Yes, said Miss Newman. Very good, Andrea. Now it's all tied up at 3-3. It's time for the tiebreaker. This will be the last question. If AJ gets this one right, he will be the winner. If Andrea gets it right, she will be the winner. Everybody was looking at me and Andrea. There was electricity in the air. Well, not really. If there was electricity in the air, we would have all been electrocuted. But everybody was glued to their seats. Well, not really. Why would anybody glue themselves to a seat? They'd get glue on their pants. Then they'd have to take their pants to a dry cleaner. But everybody was on pins and needles. Well, not really. We were sitting on chairs. If we were on pins and needles, it would have hurt. But it was really exciting. You should have been there. I had to beat Andrea. Okay, here's the last question, said Miss Newman. What is the opposite of a hurricane? Huh? The opposite of a hurricane? There's no opposite of a hurricane. Up is the opposite of down. Big is the opposite of little. But there's no opposite of a hurricane. The opposite of a hurricane would be no hurricane. No hurricane? Shouted Emily. Sorry, but that's wrong, said Miss Newman. I looked at Ryan. Ryan looked at Michael. Michael looked at Neil. Neil looked at Alexia. Alexia looked at me. Everybody was looking at each other. Nobody knew the answer. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I had to think fast. I was concentrating so hard that my brain hurt. I didn't want Andrea to win. Then it hit me. The opposite of a hurricane, Andrea and I shouted at the exact same time, is a himicane. Here's AJ and Andrea shouting out the answer at the exact same moment in time. That's right, Miss Newman yelled. You both get a point. AJ and Andrea both win the prize. Everybody started yelling and screaming and shrieking and hooting and hollering and freaking out. So what do we win? Asked Andrea. You win, said Miss Newman, a ride in the Channel 4 weather balloon. Well, that's chapter 7. Tomorrow, we're going to read chapter 8 and 9. Okay, and but before we do, how about the joke of the day? You guys ready for the joke of the day? Okay, here it is. The joke of the day is, how do billboards talk? How do billboards talk? They use sign language. Okay, thanks to Josh Salzman and Ryan Cunningham for our theme song. And let's do it. Dance with me.
My weird school, I'm AJ and my school's a mess. My weird school, before a school is fun. That's my weird school, where art is cool and the teachers are strange as a rule. Where Mrs. Youngers is bonkers, and Mrs. Daisy is crazy, Mrs. Cooney is loony, and Miss Lady is zany, and then there's her principal, named Mr. Klutz, and man, oh man, is that man nuts. My weird school, 1,100 hours long. My weird school, where normal things do not belong. My weird school, where art is cool, and the teachers are strange as a rule. And my weird school, my weird school. Oh yeah, it's my weird school.
Okay, you guys. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Until then, eat like crazy and wash your hands like crazy too.